Everybody, I'm back on the KLR because I got a flat tire on the XR, and I'm actually wondering what other riders are doing in city environment. You know, previously, like when I lived in California, I used to drive with a lot of gear. Oh boy, that girl's tripping on the corner here. Tripping big time. Yeah, so when I used to live in California, I used to carry a lot of stuff with me, and it was not a big deal to carry a lot of things in the event, like if I had to drive from LA to Santa Barbara or whatever, you know, I would carry a lot of gear with me. It was good. It really helped out, you know, in the event of a flat. But now in a city environment, I have a limited amount of stuff that I can carry with me, because anything you carry in the box, you got to keep, you know, limited tools, limited stuff, because it does get broken into from time to time, you know. But still, I mean, a tire tube is not a big deal. You throw that back in the toolbox. So I can carry some tools, but, you know, I can't carry, like, a massive amount of stuff with me. I have to limit, you know, what I'm carrying. And the other problem is what to prop the bike up on. You know, you have to find something. You can always find something around to prop it up on. Garbage, like that garbage can would be fine. You turn it on its side and then squeeze it underneath the KLR. You know, you could do that. It's just about anything that you could find to prop up the KLR would work, or the XR. The XR would be even easier. But my problem is, like, harsh environments. You know, how many months out of the year can you change tires? Maybe, you know, like 3-4 months out of the year you'll be fine. You can change a tire. The rest of the time it's too cold to be messing with something like that. I noticed that the carcass, the rubber, and the tire, the bead, all that stuff just seems to react differently. You need a little help, like a little bit of lube to get that thing on. You know, you got to heat that tire up a little bit. It just seems like a pointless thing. Like, you need a bead breaker sometimes. You know, unless you've already broken the bead on the tire, you could use your kickstand. There's a lot of different ways, but all of these things seem to be a bit of a stretch on the side of the road. And believe me, I've done it. I've changed tires on the side of the road. And the only time I ever have is when I've had to. When I had no choice, you know, in the matter. Where I was traveling and I had to change a tire. You know, like, there was just nothing I could do. When you're in that situation, you change the tire. You know, you got to do it. But for the most part, changing tires on the side of the road is a bit of a stretch from my experience. You know, it's like my chances of fixing that tire are like a 50-50 chance. My success stories are limited. You know, like, I haven't had much success stories with changing tires on the side of the road. You know, it's been like a hit or miss type of thing. Oh wow, check that out. It's being towed by a van. That's a new one. He's probably going to tow him up to psychotherapy. Take it up First Avenue. Be the fastest way up there, I guess. I've never seen a motorcycle being towed by a car. I've seen one motorcycle towing another motorcycle, but I've never seen a motorcycle being towed. I mean, a car towing a motorcycle. That's a first for me. But anyway, getting back to the tire thing. Changing tires on the side of the road has always been a really tough deal for me. But I know some riders that do, like they change their tires. Some guys have really good knack at that stuff. Wow, that's a big pothole. They have a really good skill level for changing tires. I have not been the greatest at changing. My tire skills are okay, they're certainly not expert. I just do what I got to do, but there's certain little tricks that you learn from, like pushing down on the tire when you get it into the middle of the rim so that you can mount it easier. Little tricks of the trade. I mean, having one of those valve stem things that pulls that you can screw into the valve, take the valve stem out and screw into the tube and then pull it through. It fishes the tube through the rim, because that's hard to get your fingers in there in the cold. So all of those things were, tough deal, to get through. But for the most part, I've been able to change tires when I've had to. Oh, check it out! They're building a new bridge over here, over the FDR. Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, that's going to be nice. I gotta find a parking spot now. So yeah, I would love to hear from other riders. What do you do for tire changes? Like, how do you deal with it? Do you change it on the side of the road? Do you ride it out? Because I've definitely ridden out on a flat. That's not been an issue for me. But I find that, like, even on this KLR would be a big job to be changing the tire on the side of the road. So it would be interesting to hear from other riders. What do you do? What do you do for tire changes in a city environment? Obviously, in a mountain, rural environment, you just carry the gear. When you know you're going on a trip, you just carry the gear that you need, and you just weather through. You just weather the storm. If you got to do it, if you got to change the tire, you change it. But I think that's a problem for people trying to do that on the fly. In the city environment, because of the amount of gear you have to have with you. You can always make it to an AutoZone or something if you're really far, and get some tire irons and things like that, as long as it's before closing. That's an option. I mean, I know I've done that. Like when I've been far from home and I needed to do something, you could get some tire patches, things like that. Get tire irons, take the tire off no matter what, and figure it out. I guess that's the gist of it. If you really have to do it, you'll do it. But that's what I'm hearing from. That's what I want to hear from other riders. What do you do? Do you change it no matter what, even if you're a couple miles from home, or you just ride it home? Because for me, if I'm a couple miles from home, I'm riding it home. That's how I deal with it. All right, everybody. See you on the next one.